for starters, as a council person, they need to listen. And I'm not saying that they're not listening, okay, because they have. Some people feel they haven't heard them, or they've been listened to, or they've been given lip service. I have an idea of how I feel where you could be listened to if you feel you're not being represented, okay? More public engagement, okay? So what I mean by that is on the website, we're talking about improving the website. Let's kind of do a blog on that, or it could be a hidden blog or something where you can contact your councilman or councilperson or whoever. Okay, in addition to that, I really believe in stronger representation. And is what I mean by stronger representation is it's in my flyer right here. I think as we are 20,000 plus residents strong in Herriman, that it's probably about time to break the council up into different districts, okay? And by doing so is, for example, currently right now, you have 2 council members and a mayor and an assistant city manager that live in the same precinct, okay? For a while there, I would hear complaints. I live in Rosecrest. I'd hear complaints from neighbors that they're not being represented or they're not being listened to. Well, I've encouraged them to be involved. You need to go down and talk to them or monitor the situation or whatever you need to. So I feel that if there's better, stronger representation by broken up in different districts, you can literally go, it may be your neighbor, that may be your councilman, where you can go to their house and not just City Hall to talk to them, okay? Now, I'm not saying that that's what their rules are now. I'm sure they'll welcome you to their house anytime. But where I live in Rosecrest, we've never had any representation up there until Mike Day lived up there, until he moved up there. Sorry, Mike. So, stronger representation. And like I've said a few questions ago, we need to create that dialogue. If there's something that we can do, let's find a way to do it. And those that don't want it, let's find a way to actually come together, find common ground on something. Okay, Jerry Walker explained it quite well, the NIBI group. Okay, there are those. But if we can't do something, we need to explain to you why. We need to give you that information and work it that way and come to a conclusion. I'm sure everybody, especially me, I want to be the voice and represent you. If you guys want something, I want to give it to you somehow. But there's got to be community involvement and stronger representation. Am I up? Apparently not. Sorry. Okay. So vote for me. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Sure, it's tough coming up with new information when some of the things that they said are already true. And I do agree that we are a community that was founded after the thoughts of our founding fathers because we represent you. I'm grateful that you're here tonight, and you know my campaign has been on the vote. I think it's really important that we get the vote out. 18% is what we had at the primary. I think that Herriman is up to 70%, and I challenge us to do that. I challenge each and every one of you to come out to the polls and remind your neighbors to do that as well. And although I would like your vote, I would be really happy if we have 70% turnout. I think that would be really wonderful. We have tried over the years, sometimes successfully and sometimes not so successfully, to have your involvement in our community. And some of you have been to our meetings, and sometimes I think maybe you feel like you've been heard, and other times you feel like maybe what you have said has fallen on deaf ears. And I assure you that that is not the case. We always consider what you have to say. It's tough. We have to balance what our heart wants to do and what our head says is right for the community. And we have statutory requirements that bind our hands and the things that some of the things that we do as well. They say that if you copy someone else, that's probably one of the best forms of flattery. And I know that our neighbor in the city is having something that they call South Jordan University. And I think that that would really be a great opportunity to get all of us together and to kind of talk about government so that we can each understand the process and how it works. Just government accounting, budget 101 is huge. And the nuances of that are sometimes very difficult to understand. And so not only making that information available to you, but if we could each go through it and understand why we do what we do and that we can only spend money out of this bucket if we collect it from this place, I think that's pretty important for you to learn. So I think maybe having that opportunity and bringing that before you would be really good. I'm not opposed to districts. I don't think that that's a bad idea at all. Need to be aware that that needs to be a vote of the people as well, and so we would need to bring that forth from the grassroots efforts and bring that forward. Make sure that that's something that you think that you want to do. It's very costly to hold an election, but those are very important things to do, and I'm not opposed to that at all. I think that we've tried to represent your issues. I like to think that I'm a homegrown girl, but I've been out and about the world, and so hopefully I have some of the same hopes and dreams that you have, and I try to base all of my decisions for Herriman, for the city as a whole.